interconnectedness. This was actually the issue. The issue was interconnectedness. The issue with the comic franchises not being as strong as they were, although more involved and spending more studio production dollars on, they made it too big. There's a such thing as making something too big. I know we always say dream big, reach big, imagine big, dream big, right? But something can become too big, too expansive, if you're trying to pull all the parts together, especially. And this is what happened. It got too interwoven. The mixing of too many different universes, in my opinion, both Marvel and DC. When you make it too expansive, you're betting on the comic franchise, the genre itself you're betting on. You're betting on the genre to be stronger than the material. You figure like, well, since it's a brand name, since these are brand names, we can just represent that. But really, you have to treat each piece, each character, you have to give them their own world and own individual baseline that's not entangled. A super team takes suspense out of a film very fast. Even if you try to make the theme an imminent threat of intergalactic extinction or something along them lines, right? You can still take all of the suspense out of that, all of the threat, the sense of danger away from the audience if you have a super team for a protagonist. The foe in this fantastical being, not even Thanos, was enough to really save a franchise. It's not about how much power you create for the villain, but it's about the limitations that you give the protagonist or the hero of the story. The more limited, the more vulnerable, the more human, the more suspenseful. This is the secret to why Batman works so well and Spider-Man works so well, because the elements are so human. They're so easy to hurt. They're so easy to harm. This is what gives them their allure into the franchise. You don't want to make them too invincible. This what made, like the Hulk, this what made that disastrous actually. At least one of them was potentially disastrous because Hulk was really too invincible. And it became, I think, an issue of just slowing him down. And by the time they did come up with something against him to slow him down or stop him or render him unconscious, it was pretty much hard to believe. This is why Superman is so hard to revive, because he's just too strong and he's been made too strong from the get-go. So something like kryptonite is hard to pitch, although accepted. It's like, yeah, we know kryptonite kills him, but based on what he's invulnerable to, kryptonite might as well be on the list. If he can do all of this, how can something in outer space hurt him? See, this is what goes on in the subconscious of the viewer when you make the protagonist too strong. Now, to take this lesson out of cinema into your own life, don't fret, don't get depressed over your limitations, over the things you have going against you. This is just added suspense to the movie known as your life. This is what adds interest. This is what gives it backdrop. This is what gives your story character, context, action, spice. This is what makes the movie known as your life good. So take those obstacles, challenges, celebrate them, because the bigger the opponent, the bigger the victory on the other side of it. Super T Sigma, Sigma Programming. Thank you for tuning in to the Sigma Show. Catch you soon. Peace.